All right, market's open. Good morning, everybody. Yes, good morning. Let's indeed eat today. Let's get that bread. Dylan, welcome back to the stream. Tapping in. Yes, sir. So we're making our way through VWAP now. But now we're right back to VWAP. A little bit of buying when the market first opened. A little push up. But pretty quickly rejected off of the Asia high at 893. And now we're kind of just making our way down. We have the London low down here, this blue line, and then the London high at the other blue line. So it looks like we're making our way down. Let's see how we respond at this next level. Maybe we'll get a little bounce. Maybe we'll try and buy it or something. Might not be opposed to that. Gonna hold this level and bounce up out of it.
Order submitted. Order canceled.
Alright, we're just selling straight through it. Very nice. So we might be going to the Asia lows next. Yeah, strong close down there, but now we're finding a little support, bouncing up a little bit. Alright, back up to the London low. Kind of trying to push through. But kind of holding up nicely there. Getting back up to that 9 EMA. See how we react up here. Looks like we're kind of selling off a little bit.
Order filled.
Might try a long. A little kind of scalp. Buyers are looking all right here. We'll see how this plays out. We're still holding that 9 EMA though. Could be forming a bear flag, possibly. It's kind of thinking we might hold this London low and continue higher, but it's looking like that might not be the case. Yeah, kind of bear flag playing out. Looks like we're gonna get stopped out.
Stop filled.
Yeah, probably should have waited on that one. We were rejecting the 9 EMA, so figured we'd take a stab on that. But yeah, the bear flag was definitely the move there. Alright, but we're back at the lows. ES also at the lows, so we're definitely looking good to continue lower here. Make our way down to potentially the overnight lows at 810. Buyers trying to make their way back up here. And back to that 9 EMA. James, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you for the follow, Tito Trader. Alright, still holding that EMA. Right there at the 843s. When I say that, now we're pushing through a little bit. Let's see what we do. Still kind of just hanging out around EMA, but also the London low.
Order filled.
Another bear flag here. Kind of saw it the last second. Was looking at some chat stuff, but took a little stab. Looks like we made a little bit of profit there, and we're already rejecting a bit. We still have quite a bit of sellers, so I think we probably hold on to this, let it run a little bit. Maybe not. Might have missed the little move there. Think we're gonna come down, James? Yeah, I agree. That's why I'm liking this short. Even though it's kind of bouncing up just a little bit, but it is holding the 9 EMA. It is looking pretty good, all things considered. But typically with the bear flags, or any flag, it is nice to get that quick kind of break as we take out these wicks and go for the lows. So, still could happen. But we had that initial kind of test and failure there. So we might just have to put our stop a little higher, maybe. Maybe we'll target a little bit more. Maybe we'll target just down here at the... just right before the overnight lows. A little bigger target. Keep our stop up here. See if we can hold these. It's kind of just chopping right now. I imagine it still kind of makes its way down. Still have a lot of selling going on with volume and delta and everything. We have the London low here. We're kind of holding up and rejecting against. So why do you trade chop? Usually I don't. Yeah. At first it wasn't necessarily chop. Well, that was kind of crazy. That was kind of weird. Yeah, but we had that nice move. You can see this nice selling move right off the open. And then we had this little pullback and continuation. And then we had another little pullback. And I thought we'd continue this continuation down, which is why I got in. So technically I got in before a little bit of the chop. But then these next two candles kind of confirmed that we're not really ready to go down. But we're also not really going up yet. So we are kind of chopping now. Especially ES is starting to chop a little bit. But based on my entry, I'd say we weren't quite chopping yet. But yeah, right now I wouldn't get in shorts again. Just because of this chop. I mean, might even take a break-even trade. I kind of want to give it a little opportunity to run these lows and go lower, especially after that big selling teleportation candle just kind of popped up and popped right back down. But we're still holding the 30s. I might just pull it off, but it's still holding here, like I said. So again, I wouldn't go short now because it's kind of choppy, but I think my original entry wasn't bad, and it was kind of before the chop was really solidified. But Now it's definitely chopping a little bit. So yeah, see, we're kind of taking out these lows. Go break even. Testing the lows again.
Stop filled.
Yeah, it's really choppy, really bouncy, so we're probably just gonna get stopped out break even like we just did. But it's kind of that move we were looking for, just a little bit of a pop down. Unfortunately, we just couldn't really do it and hold it. Yeah, super choppy right now, so now we're definitely gonna be holding off and waiting for a better opportunity here. It's gonna dump, then retest at 50%. That's very likely. I'll definitely be keeping an eye out for that. K-Dubs, welcome back to the live. Still holding this 90 MA though. Still making our way down, but very slowly. Very choppy still in my mind. Don't fade the initial balance. At least I think that's what you mean by IB. Yes, definitely don't want to be doing that. And by initial balance, do you mean like the first hour of the day? Or do you mean like opening range, like the 15-minute opening range? I know a lot of people like the 15-minute opening range, and I like to keep my eye on it too. It's actually... Wait. That's the wrong thing. It's a little line right here. That's the 15-minute opening range low. 45-minute? Okay. Yeah, that first 15 minutes kind of sets a little bit of a range, similar to IB, but just that first initial 15 minutes kind of gets a little bit of that initial buying and selling out of the way. Then we kind of set this range, and typically like to wait for it to get out of it, so we can kind of have a defined trend, defined, you know, direction. Edgeful is a good tool. I've heard of Edgeful. I haven't used it yet though. I try to keep things kind of simple, but I might have to try something like that. I just use TradingView right now for all of my trading needs and like indicators. And then obviously NinjaTraders where I make the trades, and I've got a couple things on here just to help me see what's going on. Your stats on IB breaks to high-low. Oh, gotcha. Could be 15-minute, 45, or 1 hour. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That's cool. Yeah, I used to trade like IB breaks on the 1 hour. Or not breaks, but like retest. Yeah, there are other moments. The moments of working. Alright, at the overnight low. Let's see if we respond here. We might just sell through it. But if we can kind of hold and make our way back up. Oh, we got close through. Maybe not. Let's say maybe we bounce it and go up. We still might. But the way we closed below it like that, probably gonna not try and buy it. Don't want to fade the move. Yeah, nice selling outside this 15-minute opening range. Okay, so you're gonna chill to the 815 with the range set, then wait for the retest. Okay. No, I don't doubt you. I know that's pretty popular, just like the initial balance, whatever it may be, right? 15 minutes, 45, hour. I know someone on YouTube I watched a little bit of, like Trades by Matt, I think is his name. He usually waits for that 1 hour IB, the break, then the retest. But even like any sort of a kind of key level, that's not a bad strategy. Like obviously I've got a couple lines here, but you can see this one right here. I believe this is the London low. Red candle broke through it, and then we came and retested it. And there's a little, a little bit of drawdown here, but held the 90 MA and then went down. And then we kind of did the same thing again. So I'd almost imagine in a similar sense. Actually, no, we just did it again. This is the overnight low, right? Closed below on the 1 minute candle. Came back. So I could have put my order here, and then boom, continuation. So definitely wouldn't be surprised if your 45-minute initial balance does the same thing. Alright, the next low is the New York low from yesterday at 780.5. We'll mark that as well, just to keep an eye on it, maybe make some trades off of it. Yeah, definitely not a bad idea waiting till 8:15 to make any trades. Alright, pulling back here. A little bit, but not a lot. Could be bit building out another bear flag. It looks like the one before did play out, just very choppy. Took a lot of time to kind of break out of that there. Use Bookmap to help with buyers and sellers also. I've heard a lot of good things about Bookmap. I know it's a little more complicated for some people, and obviously I think it costs a little extra money. But I use cumulative volume delta. Well, I said that wrong, but yeah, I use delta volume, which is just like the difference between buying and selling volume. So similar idea, helps with knowing just the kind of strength of the buyers and the sellers and kind of what levels are a little bit stronger. Alright, kind of holding this 90 MA and the overnight.
Order filled.
Might be a little early entry there. But holding up the overnight low, see if we can kind of continue off that and the 90 MA. And push lower, but we might be waiting for that bear flag to kind of play out. Alright, bit of sellers. Not a bad rejection off the overnight low like we're talking about. Kind of holding up though. Was kind of hoping we take the low of that next candle at the 800s. But maybe we were a little too greedy there. Maybe we should have gone break even. It's crazy. I can see if someone puts like 100 contracts in seller buy. Oh yeah. You can see that on the DOM too, I think, right? But no, yeah, that's crazy. When people put in orders that size on, it's wild. Looking to get in at 24,850. Okay, okay. Oh yeah, you're waiting for that pullback. So we're kind of holding the CMA still, but yeah, probably just gonna get stopped out. Yeah, we had a nice bounce, like we had a good little push down, but didn't go break even, and just kind of held the flag there. Wasn't able to make any lows. If we do get back down there, we might try another short. There doesn't appear to be a lot of buyers, but they're definitely holding price up very well. I mean, you definitely would think the sellers would kind of take this down lower, but buyers are kind of just pushing it right up against this overnight low and the EMA. The wicks kind of stopping people out. T. Walker, thank you for the follow. Yeah, still holding up here. These wicks. But we've almost got like no buying going on Delta, so not really sure where those buyers are coming from, but slowly just push the price up. Still might be just a big bear flag here, but a little ugly, a little choppy. Yeah, 2 minutes looking pretty good for a bear flag, a little cleaner than the 1 minute, 3 minute also setting up kind of nicely. But buyers are still pushing up, kind of slowly but surely. But yeah, imagine it's only a matter of time before we continue lower. Do you think a 662 call for SPY would be good today? I don't know. I don't trade SPY, and I also don't trade options. I just trade futures. So there's a good chance that's a good idea, but I definitely wouldn't be one to tell you or say anything, since I wouldn't really know. But based off what I do know with the trading I do, I'd only take it if you're very confident in it working out. And if you're questioning it, there's probably a good chance that even if it is a winning trade, it might not be worth taking just for the mental and emotional side of it. Buyer's still holding up here. Still going higher. Keep our eye on this 2-minute chart here. We do have that bear flag. If we break below the 810s, might try another short. Yeah, just there below the overnight low. So I might do it here in a second. Maybe if it gets below the 812s now.
Order submitted.
There's stuff with the overnight low right here because I might hold that and bounce it. Definitely some reasons not to take this trade, but I'm really kind of
filled.
I'm kind of banking on the fact that we're gonna get a real nice little breakthrough here, and then we run all these lows right here. It's kind of what I'm looking for. Alright, looks like we did it for a sec, but now we're already back up to our entry. I'd like to think that we try again, but I don't know if we will. We might have to go break even and just close the trade here. So there's still a bit of selling, still a little bit of momentum here. Just gonna get back down there and hold this, push all the way down. But the sellers, yeah, made that little pop, that little break, which is kind of the idea with the, here's another one maybe. That's the idea with the bear flag. But we got instantly rejected there.
Target filled.
Yeah. We'll just get out there. It's looking like it kind of wants to pop back up. Yeah. This should be the 1-minute chart. I have accidentally had it on the 5-minute before because I have that on my other screen. But no, yeah, I'm looking right now. This is the 1-minute. Oh yeah, there's that pop I was kind of afraid of. Good thing I got out of it. Well, unfortunately, we couldn't make our way down to the target, but we did get that little break. I mean, that's kind of the idea of the bear flag, is we break through, take out the lows of some of these wicks. I guess we kind of had a same thing happen, kind of a bullish flag here. Took out the high here and just shot straight up. Yeah, it could be looking good for some longs now. I have a trade on the 5-minute actually. Like we might have a decent close on this 5-minute candle. And if we get a little pullback, we might be going long.
Order submitted.
I put that order there. If we get filled, I might switch it so you guys can see it, but we'll keep it on the 1-minute chart for now. I have 2 different accounts, so looks like we're about to get filled, maybe, almost. Yeah, I have multiple accounts that I'm trading, not copy trading them, so that's why. If I switch my account, you can see, which we'll do in a sec. Yeah, I trade a little differently on the different accounts. So see if we can catch this reversal. It's besides kind of holding this 5 minutes 9 EMA. I'd say it's looking pretty good, but we might pull back here a little bit. We'll see how it reacts, how it goes. I'll switch over so you guys can see my trade. It's a 5-minute trade. Nice strong close on the 5 minutes. Low pullback. So we'll see how this plays out. Yeah, a little bit bigger of a trade. Reversal. So this one we'll kind of just have to wait and see. Give it that time to breathe. Do its thing. But it should be pretty good. Should be a good trade. But maybe not. You never know. Sometimes you can't win them all. Heck, sometimes you can't win any. I mean, so far we haven't really had any good clean moves. At least for like what I typically look for. I mean, this bear flag almost played out. Didn't. The one over here kind of chopped around. And then this one kind of worked out earlier, but yeah, we kind of just had the wrong idea on that one. So let's see if we can find some support here and continue this potential reversal. Maybe I got in a little early. Maybe it's not as clean as I thought, but we're here for it. Yeah, it might take a little bit more time to play out here. Since it's kind of a bigger reversal, kind of targeting the highs of the day. Hopefully get a little bit of momentum and buyers here to kind of take us up there. Still could be kind of a higher time frame bull flag. Like on the 5 minute, so it is a little tricky of an area. A little tricky to know how to trade this because it's looking good for the reversal. But it also, if it were to come down and take out some of these lows, could go pretty quickly to my stop loss. And yeah, on this 5 minute chart, you can definitely see the bear flag set up. But yeah, we had a really nice close there on the 5 minute. Pull back into the inverse fair value gap. But not really holding it very well. But we've got this room to breathe here, this room to let it do its thing. As long as we kind of hold through here, push back up, we'll be chilling. Yeah, looks like the sellers might be trying to make a move here. Buyers kind of struggling to do anything, unfortunately. kind of just chopping around, but it's definitely not looking the best for the buyers. Yeah, down like 20 points here, and we might get that break here, take out more lows. But hopefully we hold this overnight low. It's kind of another thing we've been looking at for our trade. We swept through this overnight low, and then we kind of got above it and kind of found this support here. So not a bad reversal. Definitely. What did I enter off of? Yeah, so kind of just explaining it, but I'll kind of say it a little bit here. But this blue line in the middle here at 810 is the Asia low, or the overnight low. And we got through it, but then we got back above it. And we kind of had a lot of buying strength right here. Now on the 5-minute, we closed above a bearish fair value gap. So kind of an inverse. And then we kind of pulled back into that in this area. I'm expecting a bounce. We didn't really get it. But it doesn't mean we're not going to hold and kind of keep pushing up with this. Anyways, still can make it way back up there. But right now we're just kind of chopping around, so kind of hard to say. BangerTrades, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. So yeah, still kind of holding up this overnight low. Again, good sweep. Pretty good price action. Broke structure on the 1-minute as well. Pull back into here. It's looking like a good reversal, right? The way we swept overnight low. Okay, you're looking for long stage, waiting for a break of structure. Yeah, we kind of had it. Kind of had it here, but that's kind of a... It's not the best break of structure off the little 1-minute high here. But I think it still kind of counts. We had this little push up, a little pullback here, and then we had this strong buying pressure here, broke through, came back down to kind of retest this area. So definitely maybe not the best, most reliable break of structure for some people, but it looks pretty good to me. Kind of why I took it. But like I said earlier, we might have just been a little bit early on the trade. Looks like we might be making our way back up now. What brokerage? Right now I'm not using a brokerage, I'm using prop firms. And with prop firms you don't need a brokerage. You just need a trading platform to trade them on. Once you like log in through typically like Trade8 or Rhythmic. So I guess technically you could say my brokerage is Trade8, but what highs am I targeting? I'm targeting just below the highs up here, kind of at this overnight range. But basically just a 1-to-1 with my risk. JS, thank you for the follow, appreciate it. Doesn't look like we have any more news today, so probably just gonna hope and see that this plays out nicely. Made our way back up to the entry. Rejecting off the entry naturally. You gotta love the entry algo, or whatever they call it. It's like the market knows that's my entry. Right there at the 29s. Nice little bounce. No, yeah, this is a trade I'm pretty confident in, typically. Like I've been taking this. I passed my funded account taking this. kind of setup. So they don't always work out, but I'm definitely this is something I take pretty often. Where did you see a break of structure? So I was mostly looking at the 5 minutes, but even the 1 minute you can see, we'll get rid of these extra lines here. We can see we swept this overnight low, that's this middle blue line. We swept it, got above it, and we're holding it. And then we took out the high here on the 1 minute. Not the greatest high, but you can see we kind of pushed down, pushed back up through the high. We closed up pretty strongly, and then we rejected, or not rejected, we pulled back, retraced into it. And then the idea was to find some support in here. And yeah, we got in up here, which will make more sense with like the 5 minute. But if you look at the 5 minute chart, see again that sweep of the low down here, and then we had a nice strong close above the 9 EMA, above this bearish for value gap, and then we'll pull back into that area, and that's the entry. And the break of structure for me. Again, maybe not the best break of structure for some people who are a little more picky. Looks like it is kind of playing out here. We're almost up 10 points. I like to give these trades a little room to breathe, right? Just kind of let them do their thing. But I might go break even once we get past the 840s, or potentially back up to this London low and VWAP up here at 846. So let's see how that plays out. Give it time, let it do its thing. I'm a beginner, so I've just been doing mental trades. Yeah, that's a good way to get started. No point risking money when you aren't super confident in what you're doing. Like, I've been trading for a little while now, but I still experiment with some new trades and some new ideas. And sometimes if I just throw it on the chart, sometimes it works, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but it's hard to have a level head when you're not super confident what you're doing. And it kind of starts with that mental trading, right? But also just paper trading. If you have a practice account that you're able to use, and you can just throw on a good trade, see how it plays out, see how it affects your emotions. Nothing compares to live trading or like propfirm trading comparatively to like paper trading, but it's still a good place to get started. Mental trading can be very good, but also there is the downside of the fact that with my own mental trading, I've noticed it's very easy to say like, oh yeah, I would have made that trade, or oh yeah, that was a good trade, even though like the difference between mental trading and actually paper trading is having to click the buy button. And that can definitely be the difference between like actually making a trade and just saying like, oh yeah, that was a good trade, I would have taken that. Because hindsight, of course you would have taken the trade, but you don't always know for sure based on like the moment and everything. We kind of got a bull flag here might play out. Is the blue line yesterday's high? No. I probably have one up at yesterday's high, or maybe I will. This one up here might be yesterday's high. This one right here at 810, this is the overnight low, or the Asia low. So key level. The one down here, I probably should change the colors, but it's just kind of hard to in NinjaTrader. Kind of a pain. Change this one to green. This green line down here, that is yesterday's low, the New York low. So New York low, Asia low. This one's actually the London low right here. You see we hit the low here during the London session. Scroll back. And then this is just a little 15-minute opening range high. This one is the overnight Asia high. And then this one up here is not the New York high. So we'll delete it. The New York high is at 509. Oh, so it's like way up here. So yes, this one is yesterday's high. So we're on our way. I know some people are probably going to try and target up there or up here, but I'll try and stick to just 1-to-1. What did I say? I'm trying to remember. You said, hey, you're going to chill for that 815 range set. Wait for the retest. Watch what's going to happen. I'm going to hurt you. I thought we were in this together. Hey, we are in this together. We are. We just might be taking different positions. And yours could definitely be better than mine. I'm kind of just going for a reversal here based off like price action, but definitely your 45-minute opening or opening range or initial balance definitely could be the move, could be the play. So far, kind of holding this level, holding my entry. Gotta use it as resistance, right? Hopefully we can find some support here. Create a higher low, continue higher. Might not be the case, we'll see. Kind of shaping out to be a little bit of a chop here. Just getting back down to this little consolidation here. You chase the market clearly. I wouldn't say that. I mean, I think it's the best entry here, but it still followed my rules, so that's why we took it. We're just doing a little bit of consolidation. And then we'll either win or lose. It's that simple. If I was chasing the market, I probably would have sold down here. Right, trying to keep chasing the shorts. Instead, we waited for a good setup for a reversal to go long. And we're still at the kind of this bottom half of the range here. That 1 hour initial balance. Or actually, no, we haven't set that yet. 30 minute initial balance. So definitely could find that support here, make our way back up to the highs. That's what I'm seeing. I don't know. Could be wrong. Maybe I am just chasing the market. Who knows? I think you chased the buy. Hey, you're welcome to think whatever you want. But no, I definitely could push down before it pushes back up and buy is a good buy. But if you're gonna wait for it to push down and buy up again, probably gonna get a worse entry than me. Essentially. But yeah, I might have been a little premature with my buy. That's definitely valid. Not gonna deny that. Checking this price action make a move, please. That is what I'm saying. I swear, every time I get in a trade, we ain't doing nothing. Gatos has been trying to pass his funded account for weeks now. This price action just ain't doing anything. We sure love to make a little move and then just chop around. Been stuck at 51,800. Barely been taking any trades. Yeah. I should be taking no trades, but I'm still taking some. A little bit for the stream, but also just to try and make some progress on my accounts. But yeah, this price action, man. I swear, we get like a little bit of a decent move. Maybe we get like 1 day a week, that's not bad. But I swear, most days are like this. We get that kind of initial push, and then we just chop. Well, there's no reversals. There's hardly any continuations. And really hard to trade. I'm looking at 24,550. 550? That's like forever away. It's like 250 points away. At this rate, it's gonna take us a year to get down there. Yeah, market's still kind of just going sideways for the most part. We had a decent trend day on Monday. It looks like yesterday we had some selling. It turned into a decent trendish day, but that was after 10:30 when I was done trading. Before, just pure chop, pure chop. I'm also on NASDAQ. As you can see, the price is 24,820 right now on my chart. So, yeah, if you're looking at 24,550, it's 250 points lower. It's nearly a full percent lower. But hey, if we get down there, that'd be awesome. For the sellers, not for me though. Range traders are definitely eating good past month, that's for sure. Only 60 points away. What's the current price for you? Because it definitely shouldn't be 200 points different than mine. Maybe I should be a range trader. Just kidding. I couldn't do that to myself. But low key, it's paying well recently. Can't seem to get any other good trades. Yeah, shorts aren't looking bad. They're definitely not. Definitely could break some of these lows here. About to hit TP. Let's go. That's what we like to hear. See, we're on the same team. Even though you're going short, you can still hit your profit target. Boom. Maybe you hit it, maybe you didn't on that little push. Good trade on you. Hopefully we hold, and my idea is still right, but sometimes can't always be right. I believe I still have a 70% win rate trading this strategy. So it is what it is. We might lose this one since we're just kind of chopping around. Had a little push down, but hopefully we find some support here. Ooh, about to buy soon. He's gonna wait till my stop loss gets hit, then he's gonna buy. There you go. That might be the move. We'll sweep at the lows, buy back up. It's tough because that definitely could happen. And with that in mind, I definitely would like to keep my stop a little lower to give it that room to do that. But then I'd be risking more than I want to on this account. This account cannot handle a bigger loss than this in one day. Just so as far as managing my money goes. Oh yeah, moving stop loss is a bad idea. That's why I moved it back. Don't worry. But yeah, I'm curious if you haven't rolled over your charts. That might be why your price is so different. You might still be on the September contract. Yeah, you should be on the NQZ contracts. The December ones. I don't know if I can go back to the old ones on here. But yeah, you should have rolled over on like Monday or Tuesday. Or maybe that was the week before. I can't remember. My days are all blurring together. Yeah, current price of the December contract is what I have up here. That's where all the volume is. So if your price is different than mine, or, I mean, you could look at any other person on YouTube right now who's live. Patrick Whelan, Trades by Mats, any of the other guys. You can see they have the same price as me, 24,822. Don Razzo, thank you for the follow, brother. Alright, a little move short there. Looks like we're back above the overnight low. Made it above the EMAs again too. Still not looking terrible. But buyers definitely struggling to really push it higher. So we'll see what happens. Just continue to be patient. Still kind of just chopping around. We definitely could take out some of these highs here. Could be nice, could be good. Wicked. Yes. This price action is wicked. If that's what you're talking about. Perchance. Yeah, I might just have to let this play out here. Why would you long here? Why not? Nah, I'm joking. Just eating a protein bar right now. But I got in back here. We were kind of breaking structure to the upside. Had a nice kind of push through the EMAs, kind of swept the overnight low. Had a little pullback. Decided to get in. And it's unfortunately just been kind of chopping around. Ooh, NVIDIA team up with OpenAI. Hey, if NVIDIA's pumping, NASDAQ's gonna be pumping too. Leo Diaz, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Yeah, had some good price action earlier. got in long. Since then, been chopping, had a little push low, back to a little bit of a chop. Looks like we're making our way a little lower now too though. I'm not taking anything again, lol. Yeah, now with this chop, I wouldn't be trading. I'm already in, so I'm kind of stuck unless I just close the trade here for a smaller loss. Almost had this push earlier into profit. Maybe should go break even, but kind of hoping to take out this high or this one right here. About to say my words now, but about to TP. Let's go, let's go. It's been bearish since open. It has been bearish since open. That's a good observation. It's been very bearish, besides the chop, you could say. Like I said, a 1 minute, a little bit of a break of structure to the upside. Not a huge, super confident one now, but it was enough for me to be liking it, as well as the 5 minutes. A nice strong close above the bearish fair value gap. So for me, I mean, clearly, as much selling as there was earlier today, it's not like we're going down. Kind of just chopping around, so it's only a matter of time. I mean, we might squeeze, push up, might squeeze, push down. Oh, who knows? But yeah, now it's just chopping. Yeah, it might go up after the UK session close. Yeah, everywhere just staying sideways. Bad price action. That's kind of the moral of the story. Could go up, could go down. I got in when it was looking like it wanted to go up. Instead we started chopping. Just below my entry too, so I haven't really been able to get out. And for whatever reason, I don't like getting out for like a small loss. I kind of like to wait for it to maybe go to break even for me to get out. But we might not get that chance. We'll see. Well, so I'm probably going to hold, see if we can break the 840s and then go break even. Or maybe, again, trust the process. Maybe wait till we get up to VWAP before we go break even. Yeah, seller's a little weak now. If you look at Delta as well, we've just been making higher highs and higher lows on Delta, as well as the ES. And that's something you definitely got to pay attention to when trading NASDAQ is how is ES moving? And then obviously how is the buying and selling Delta? And if you're looking at the ES, definitely holding up very well. Breaks this trend line, I would add a contract. Yeah, I might too on another day. But with this prop account, don't know if I can handle that much potential drawdown. Any good trades today? It has been pretty rocky. So there's a couple kind of decent bear flags, but I got stopped out break even on this one. Just because you can see all these wicks up and down, and then it finally made the push. This one wasn't bad, but did not take that one. Thought we were gonna make the move up here, but since then we've just been chopping. Looks like we're about to kind of break this trend line though, potentially take this high out on the 1 minute. Yeah, definitely a little rocky. Almost 11. Yeah, it's getting close to that time where the market tends to slow down. And the fact that we're already chopping, it means one of two things. Either we continue the chopping, it gets even worse around 9:30 my time, or 11 o'clock Eastern, or maybe things flip and we actually end up being a little bit better around 11:30. So hopefully the price action picks up here and starts being a little bit better. Get that push. But right now, not really going anywhere. Just sitting on my hands. So I'm in a trade, so there's not much I can really do anyways. But if I was not in a trade, I would be sitting on my hands, not taking any trades until we break 840s or probably my stop loss. Was down some and cut a little short, then a little long. Just watching now. Yeah, it's definitely the best way. The best way to do it. Right now. Took advantage of the chop a little bit. Catch a long and a short. Make back a little bit of money. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't risk being in the red or losing any profits during this price action. That's good you'll be able to make back a little bit of your potential losses. It's like we are kind of pushing up now. Almost back to this 1 minute high here. Oh, the buyer's about to step up here. I can feel it. Feel it in my bones. Yeah, good pop there. Man, the market makers are at it again. Tapped into my entry to the tick. And now we're rejecting right back down. That's wild. Obviously the market's not out to get me. They're not watching the stream. But the amount of times that happens is actually kind of funny sometimes. Because the same thing happened earlier too. Right here, we got up, we hit it, and we just bounced back. We did hold EMAs and push up a little higher, but it's funny sometimes how like it's like there's nothing there besides my my order. I don't know. Maybe there's a lot of other people that took my trade as well, but I can't imagine there's much resistance there. But there we are. Yeah, it looks like we did get that little retest of the 9 and 21 EMA there. Didn't quite touch the trend line, but we'll say that it touched. And now we're getting that push back up, which is nice. Just had to scare the buyers a little bit there, but we're still looking good here. I can't imagine we don't take out the high at 840. These two highs. Kind of hard to imagine we don't. But you never know. But it's looking good now. We're here for it. After almost an hour of chop. Jeez. We might just get it though. We might just do it. Still struggling a little bit to get above my entry. Still using it as a resistance there. Kind of funny still. I'm just close to falling asleep. Yeah, that's me too. That's me too, honestly. I'm doing okay right now. But it's only because I was eating a protein bar. If I was just sitting here looking at the chart, I'd definitely be falling asleep. It also makes it easier when I'm talking to chat, not to fall asleep. But this chop is ridiculous. I'm short at 24,900. Oh yeah, hopefully we get up there. Because that's past my target. Get up there and then you can go short. That'd be a good day. I hate when this happens to me. It seems like whenever I buy it, it turns to resistance. Exactly. I mean, literally, that's twice now. We touched it, went down, touched it again, went down even lower. Why even go get stopped out? I mean, oh, you're already in the shorts. Gotcha. Team profit, the New York low. We might get down there. That's just past my stop, so definitely could make it down there. Dang, crazy selling. Market is really out to get me today. Breaking the bear flag. Yeah, what time frame are you looking at? Like I guess we kind of have like, I mean if you count this as a bear flag on the 1 minute, kind of broke through it. But the fact that we took out the high on the 1 minute makes me think it wouldn't be a really bear flag, but that's just me. And since we're kind of just like chopping. Oh, you're on ES. Gotcha. Yeah, ES, especially like the higher time frame. Definitely a bear flag that is starting to get broken. That's facts. Yeah, it could mean that ES starts going down a little bit more now. NASDAQ could follow. Delta is still holding up quite well though. Delta still is not taking out any previous lows, even though price has a couple times. So could be a little fake out down. Then we could push back up. But who knows, we could run the lows here. Yeah, I don't trust it either. That's the thing, like, obviously got in long here, kind of thinking it's going to go long, but it's not. But that doesn't mean I want to go short either. Like, might not be looking the best for the longs, but I wouldn't say I'm just the most confident going short either. It's setting up like yesterday, it tanked around 12 to 12.15. Yeah. Similar to yesterday, definitely could be a little bit of this chop, and then it might just continue down, take out the lows, keep dumping. Don't trust it. Don't trust it. Oh yeah, here's a little pop back up. Might be going back to this little range that we've made. Just gonna keep on chopping. Oh yeah, it's almost 11 o'clock, so could mean something. Could not. We'll see. What broker you recommend for USA traders? It's a good question. I currently am trading with propfirm, so I'm not currently using any brokers. But previously I've traded live capital with NinjaTrader and I had no problems with them. But I think there's some better ones out there that people have recommended. I just wouldn't be able to personally recommend them because I haven't used them. But I'm sure you could find like a YouTube video or something else. Someone who kind of has experience and recommends it. I'm into plus 500 is the best. Maybe plus 500 is good, I don't know. Wouldn't be able to say myself. Alright, rejecting off the 90 MA, making our way back down to the lows here a little bit. Yeah, I might lose this trade. Might sweep the lows before we make any moves. Might have gone in a little early here. But it happens. It's part of the game. A little unfortunate, of course. But it's not over yet. Not over yet. Appreciate you guys tuning in, chatting, hanging out. It's always a good time. If you're enjoying the stream, feel free to follow, leave a like, or all the fun stuff. If not, then don't. It's that simple. Yeah, hopefully we get a little balance, a little support here. Can maybe even come out of this trade alive. Bro just bought in peak. If you're saying I bought at the peak, then technically you're kind of right. But that's in hindsight, you know? Hindsight, bought the peak. But if this trade played out initially without this chop, without this pullback. Because I've had this exact same trade where I get in, maybe it comes down a little bit, but maybe not, and we just ride up to my target. Today wasn't that day. But maybe tomorrow. Still kind of just holding up at the bottom of the range here. See if we can break through it. Or if we keep holding it. I mean, obviously we're hoping we hold it. But it would be nice to just get some better price action in general here. Yeah, kind of crazy how it literally hit my target. Not my target. My entry here. Came all the way back up. Touched it. Boom. Came back down. So yeah, in hindsight, definitely not the best entry. The market's using it as resistance. Literally. But yeah, on another day, it's a good entry. And if you wait for the pullback to get in, you might have missed out on the trade or the move. Close my laptop and not taking any trades today. Hopefully better price action tomorrow. Yeah, that's probably what I'll have to do here in a sec. Hopefully we can get back up there. But looking like we might get stopped out. In which case, might have to be done in the day. Price action is pretty rough. Pretty rough. I mean, we've been in the same spot for the last like 5 minutes. We've just been down here at the lows going up, down, up, down, up, down. Last couple candles haven't even moved. Looking like it wants to break. Still not a lot of sellers though. Delta's still looking pretty solid for the buyers, but with how close we are, it's probably only a matter of time until we sweep the low. Then we might push up. Yeah, I might get that one crazy red candle, definitely. I actually had a trade kind of like this a couple weeks ago on stream. Actually, I think I posted a video on YouTube about it too. It was kind of crazy. But I might split up into 2 parts, but I had a trade kind of like this, where it just started chopping after I got in, which not much you can really do about that. But then we came down like this. We went right above the stop loss. We found support, and then we went all the way to my target. I want to see the lows from yesterday get swept and push. Yeah, that's a good move. I was kind of waiting for that as well. But we swept the overnight lows. That's what this blue line in the middle, like in the right here is. Kind of towards the middle. We swept the overnight lows, and I thought we were going to push off the overnight lows. Unfortunately, we did not. We've just been chopping around the overnight lows. But yeah, we definitely could see the yesterday's lows get swept, and then the push. Yeah, New York session lows are at the 780. You see, that's what this green line is. Okay, should I give a trading today or what? There's a good chance. If you're on a crunch for time, I'd probably say yes. But if you have a couple hours, we might break out of the chop in the next hour or two, potentially. So it might not be worth sticking around and watching in case we do break out and actually have like some better price action. But for someone like me, I don't have all day, and like we're already getting to the time where I am almost ready to end the stream anyways. Maybe another hour, right? Kind of 10, 10:30 my local time, 12, 12:30 Eastern. So yeah, it kind of just depends. If you have some time, it doesn't hurt to stick around as long as you don't force any trades that you shouldn't. Typically, that's why I like to start playing some games around this time, because we're chopping and don't want to make any mistakes. You should close the trade if it go up now and re-enter a little lower. Not personally what I'm trying to do. I mean, yeah, if it went into profit, I took a little profit, maybe do that, maybe re-enter, but I'm not gonna take a loss down here just to get an entry down here. Personally, but not a bad idea. I'd move stop loss below that. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I just don't want stop loss to be too heavy, over $1,000. I mean, it's only $100 difference, but I imagine if we break this low, we'll probably push a bit lower, but we'll see. It definitely could hold the New York low from yesterday, but we might sweep it and go even lower, at least temporarily, and then make its way back up. Bro, I'm down 1,200. You hate to hear it. I might be down 900 here in a sec. You risk $900 in every trade? No. Depends on the trade. Oh yeah, your other message, your stop loss is usually that big, new here. It depends. Depends on the trade. Depends on the account that I'm trading with. Sometimes, especially if I'm trading like 150k funded accounts, obviously I'll risk a little bit more, have a little bit more, contracts even. But one contract, big trade. This is a trade like it looks pretty big on the 1 minute, obviously. But if I switch to the 5 minute, that's where I got like my entry from. You can see it's obviously kind of chopping around now. But originally we closed above 90 MA, this inverse fair value gap, got in, little push, didn't quite go anywhere. Now it's just been chopping, but kind of making a way down. Yeah, might get stopped out, might just be a losing trade. But with my original entry, I kind of have to put my stop loss down here. And with these trades, I usually risk a little bit more. But if I'm taking like a bear bull flag, which I also take. Alright, there's the stop, unfortunately. But it is what it is. Why you allow your trade to dictate your stop loss? Well, basically, I put my stop based on price action. So you can see I put my stop all the way down here because this is a pretty prominent low, you could say. So if it takes out this low, chances are it's going to make its way a bit lower. And yeah, it might hold up yesterday's low here. So yeah, again, it depends. Like if the low was up here, I would have had my stop loss up here. Buy now. It's not a bad buy now, but also that's only assuming it's going to bounce back to the range. And there's still a 50% chance that since we broke the low, we continue lower. So personally, I'm not going to buy now, but for some people's strategies, it's a good buy, but not mine. Yeah, not a good day to trade today, definitely. I doubt you make 200K a year to put 200K a year worth of risk. I could be wrong. You're not wrong, but also with how I'm trading, you're not necessarily right because I'm trading prop firms. So it's a lot different with the risk. And I do risk a little bit more than I should because it's just a prop firm account. So I only spent like $80 on this account and I can risk thousands of dollars. So, and then if I obviously am profitable, I can get a payout. And that's the goal. Yeah, I'm not gonna take a buy. I might take a sell though, if we build out a bear flag. Keep an eye on that right here. How long have you been trading? 2.5 years. So not the most time, but still enough that I kind of know how NASDAQ works. Definitely could be a good sweep. And if we get above the 810s, I could try another long. Potentially. But yeah, I personally don't like to just blindly buy at the lows. Trying to time the bottom, time the top can get messy. Berserk, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. But yeah, you win some, you lose some. Unfortunately, we lost this one. But it is what it is. I mean, part of the game. Last week, I won a trade that was like $900 or $1,000. Here's that bear flag we were kind of talking about. It wasn't the best, which is why I didn't take it. But you can see we're pushing back to the lows again, which again, that's why I didn't buy. But for some people's strategy, it might be the play, not for me. Clearly back in the downtrend, so probably not going to try and buy and trade against the trend personally. I'm 5 years in, blew 3 5K counts, got lucky with 3K worth of Jimmy, 10 other calls, made 681K. That's pretty killer. Congratulations. Switched to props, no longer risk my capital, but even my having probably unlimited amounts to buy props I respect. A lot more, it seems. You know, yeah, like if I had 681K, I might trade my own money, but yeah, props are nice. They're nice, even if you have a lot of money. They're definitely nice. It's not about it's just a prop. It's about the mentality of, I'm okay risking 900, you shouldn't. I get that mentality. And that's the thing that, like, if a $900 loss hurt me, then I would agree that it's a problem. I don't know. If that kind of makes sense. Because I guess you didn't say that. I'm trying to understand here, but basically, when your emotions, when they take control, right? When you let the emotions get the better of you, that's when you start making mistakes and everything. And that might not be what you're talking about at all, which Might be a little confused on my end there, but I don't think there's anything wrong with being okay risking $900. I wouldn't say it's swinging for the fence. No, it's just that's the trade setup. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. Controller stop at to a static amount, secure payouts. That is one strategy of risk management. I think I'm listening. Am I not? I mean, feel free to explain. I mean, I'm trying to understand for sure. You're saying that a static stop loss is better and you can secure more payouts. And that may be true, and it sounds like you might have more experience than me. But it's all about just size, right? Like if you have a big enough account, like let's say you're trading all 600K or you have $1 million to trade. Obviously I don't. But it definitely sounds like you know what you're talking about. I'm not trying to say you're wrong at all. And I appreciate you trying to help me out. But okay, not trying to say you're wrong at all. I'm just saying that there's it's a different risk management strategy. Because if you've been watching the stream, which obviously you're new here, so I understand. Sometimes I risk 300, sometimes I risk 200. I mean, one of the trades I took earlier on this other account, you can see I risked like 385. This one lost 235. Couple break-even trades just because it's kind of choppy, but not my best day for my strategy. But with different accounts and different sizes, I risk different amounts because I can, right? And with my win rate, I know that I'm not going to blow the account. Now, yeah, if I were, right, I could trade micros. If I trade micros, I could size down, and yes, I could lose more trades without blowing my accounts, if that's what you're saying. But I'm more of I put my stop loss based off previous highs and lows, right? Like if I take it long now, I'm going to put my stop loss below this low, because if this low gets taken, we're probably going to continue the downtrend, in my opinion. But that's just my experience and my strategy. Doesn't mean it's right, and doesn't mean you have to trade like that. If that makes sense. But I do know a lot of traders who do trade with a static stop loss. And that's actually how I traded at first. I basically risk like $200 every trade, just a 10-point stop loss. But I like being able to have my stop at a low. I never risk 900 per trade. I switch to minis when I get my account above a 10K buffer. Yeah, I know a lot of people who trade the micros and who take it really slow. And definitely not saying that's wrong. But I just know with my strategy and the payouts that I've got in trading prop firms, I know that I can risk $900 on a trade. But it does mean that I might not be able to make any other trades today. Because that's another way to look at it. If I'm, like for example, on this trade, lost $930, obviously. I took one trade. Now, I'm probably not going to take another trade on this account today. Because yes, I don't want to lose any more than $930. But is there really a difference between taking one trade and losing $930? Or taking 3 trades and losing $300 each trade? It just happened to be a bad trade. Because like I said last week, I made $900 in one trade. And then I'm done on the day. Well, there's a numeric difference between $300 and $900. But $300 trades, if you take 3 of them and lose all 3, you still lose $900. So in that sense, there's not a numeric difference. But just on if you were to take 3 trades. Now, yeah, you might not take 3 losses or 3 trades, but you were just saying earlier how you would split it up into like 3 trades, $300 each. So that's the only reason why I'm bringing that up. You think you're up 2,700 up right now, bro? Good for you. That's awesome. I'm not sure how you're up that much unless you're trading like 5 contracts. Actually, no, you'd have to be trading more than 5 contracts, but good for you. You're thinking you lose 3 trades in a row, then strategy isn't it. That's not. Definitely not wrong. If you lose 3 in a row, but sometimes the market gets choppy. Sometimes you take, like for me, it's like I might take a loss and then a break-even trade, then a loss because it's choppy and I get chopped up. And obviously, yeah, I could avoid the chop. And so I'm still learning, obviously. 3 years of trading isn't a lot. Definitely not a lot. But year 5, you'll remember me. I just might. That might be something I experiment with, is switching to a static stop loss. And obviously keeping my stops tighter. But again, it's all about account size. When I trade the 150K propfirm accounts, I have $6,000 in drawdown. So for me, $900 or $1,000 win or loss in a day makes perfect sense. But if I'm trading a 50K account, like this one over here, like yeah, a $400 loss, that's a little bit bigger than I want, but it's not bad. And then since I took this other loss, now I'm done on the day. Yeah, I'm definitely not saying it wrong. Sorry if it seems like I'm saying that, but just defending my strategy just a little bit. But obviously, yeah, I'm not a professional trader. Obviously, I haven't made millions of dollars yet, but $200 per trade, especially on Nasdaq, is a good way of scalping. Just nice 10 points here and there. And typically when, like I said, I didn't want to risk more than 1,000. If the trades were risking more than 1,000, I probably would have gone in with the micros. I probably would have switched to MNQ on the 5-minute. And then again, this is the setup, right? You can ignore the future. You can see 5-minute setup, right? The overnight low was down here somewhere. We swept it. We closed above this inverse. Now, yeah, you might not trade this strategy, but assuming that there's no future price action, right? Because we don't have any hindsight to work with. We swept the lows. We closed well above this inverse gap, which is one of the strategies I trade with on this specific account. Obviously, I don't trade that on my other accounts because I like to diversify my strategy across different accounts. But we pulled back into it and we got long, right? But my order, but my order right here at 829. And then pulled back. We chopped around. We made a little bit of profit. Maybe should have gone break even because we didn't quite take out the high, but we didn't. We tried to let it breathe a little bit and we chopped around and we lost. It's just a losing trade. But the size itself is relative, right? I could have taken 1 micro and this would have been a $100 trade. But I took 1 mini because that's what I'm used to trading. In hindsight, obviously would have lost a lot less if I traded micros. But also I understand the risk and I know that I'll make a lot more money also trading minis. So the chances of me making back this loss next week or even this week is very high with my strategy. Reason why I feel this is because ES wanted to get liquidity resting above. Possibly. But I will say this as well. If you're trading a 150k propfirm account, again, not saying you're wrong. I think minis are dangerous, and especially depending on account size, especially 50k accounts, definitely should not be taking mini positions unless you are trying to basically expedite your payouts. But yeah, if you take some losses, very easy to blow up your account. I don't have 5 years of experience, but I have gone payouts on propfirms. But maybe it was just luck. Who knows? Like I said, still learning. I'm not going to claim to be a professional trader by any means. I'm just here. I'm just trading, learning, trying to learn from others as well. Appreciate you joining the stream and chatting, obviously. Definitely happy to have you in the chat. But yeah, the point I was trying to make is if you trade a 150k propfirm account, the ones I was trading earlier this year, they have $6,000 in drawdown, and the profit target to get a payout is $9,000. So if I'm trading micros, it's going to take a long time to make $9,000. But that's just my perspective. It just takes more time. But there's nothing wrong with being patient and taking your time. I 100% agree. You only trade 50k? Yeah, if you're trading 50k accounts, losing $900 in a day on a 50k account is definitely a lot. Definitely a lot. For most propfirms, it's half the drawdown almost. Because most 50k accounts, you can only lose $2,000. Just don't like see that type of damage. You see, and that's what I was kind of talking about, because you mentioned earlier, like I'm not trying to like argue or anything, hopefully it doesn't feel like that. But you mentioned earlier just how it's not about like the emotions of like losing $900, but with that comment, it doesn't, maybe it's not emotions, but with a 50k account, you don't like seeing that type of damage. But if you had a 150k or 250k propfirm account, $900 in damage, I mean, it's, at least for me, I wouldn't see that as a lot of damage on a bigger account, personally. But yeah, $900 a day on a smaller account, that would hurt. But yeah, I got the 50k over, wait. Oh yeah, this is the MNQ over here now on the 5 minute, but NQ 1 minute. Like I said, this one trading smaller size. My stack stop is 250. I have my funded in 3 groups. Nice. That's what my ATM strategy is actually. It's $250. Most days I only get to trade 1 group. Yeah, that's how it's been for me too. Because I have like 2 groups right now, I'd say. Maybe 3. I have a take profit trader account I'm about to activate, and I might have another kind of group here. But like this account, 50k. Yeah, I probably should have or could have sized down on this trade for sure. But I'd say these other ones are good. Good amount of risk, right? Break even on these 2. Took this 235 loss, and I haven't traded again because we've been chopping around, and I don't want to lose more than $600 on this 50k account. But yes, I definitely could have been a little safer, so I didn't lose $600 on this account. I would prefer to keep my losses down to like 400 or less on a 50k account, but I'm a little aggressive sometimes. Definitely not gonna lie. But I'll switch to a sim account. You can see
Order filled.
This is my ATR 250 250, so I'm with you on that. But then, like I said, I do sometimes adjust it, just as an example, below the recent low. And then I will also kind of target a 1-to-1.
Order filled.
That's just an example trade though. I'm not actually taking a trade there. Propfirm's biggest nightmare. Static stop loss, entries light and steady. I'll have to give it a try. I might have to buy another account and kind of, like you said, have another group where I trade like that and just see how it compares. Because that's what I did earlier. Again, this strategy that I've been trading on this other bigger account, I trade the exact same strategy, passed my funded evaluation, currently funded on it. So that worked. And then traded obviously a lot differently over here on the 1 minute, taking the smaller scalps. Also got funded. So kind of works. But I might have to buy another account, or maybe, like I said, activate that take profit trader account and try the static stop. Definitely not disagreeing with it, but personally I do like putting my stop at the recent swing high and swing low. Once you make your first 100K, because you will buy yourself a duplex or a laundromat. That's a good idea. That is kind of the goal. Make some good money trading and then buy some real estate. Get some assets, get some more cash flow. But yeah, right now, just streaming, just chilling, trying to continue the journey of trading. It's a long one, but appreciate people like you coming to the chat and giving a little perspective for the other people in the chat, also myself. So I don't have a course to sell. I'm not here trying to tell people how to trade. I'm just trading live. Talk to chat. Wait, so right now that turned to an inversion. Maybe. I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about. Are you talking about like a fair value gap? Or are you talking about like price action? You'll make it, I see your heart. It's pure. If I see you. Wait, if I see you, God sees you. Appreciate it, man. You seem like you have a good heart as well. Like I said, thanks for coming and chatting. Give props to the worst nightmare. Take care, and I'll see you at the top. Yes, sir. I'll see you there. I'm working my way up there, and God sees you as well. The turn to a inverse fair value gap or the fair value gap was just disrespected. Guess it depends on what you're talking about. We have a couple of gaps here on the 1 minute chart. If that's what you're looking at, it looks like we did respect this bearish fair value gap up here, right? Bounced off of it to go down. But you also could say we inversed this one on the 1 minute also, and then went down. The last bearish one. I mean, yeah, it looks like we kind of respected this one right here. We haven't really made any other. Oh, you mean bullish? This one. Yeah, we did inverse it. You see this 1 minute candle closed below it. But we didn't go back and retest into it, which I know is what some people look for. But I know some people, they just get short right after the inverse. So yes, if you were trying to inverse this right off the close, you probably would have gone in around here, 782, and it would have been a pretty decent short. But typically, if I'm taking inverses, I look for the retest back into it. I don't think I'd personally take a short. I do like to trade with the trend, but I also like to take reversals, which unfortunately didn't work out earlier. If you're here when I took that $930 loss on this other trade, you can see I got in up here. It was actually, if I switch to the 5 minute, it was on a 5 minute inverse. We have a bunch of lines here. I might start deleting some of these. You can see we inversed this 5 minute gap. and then retested. I got in right off the retest. And we chopped around a bit. A little unfortunate, but then we did lose. But I typically like to look for something like this where we sweep a low. This blue line is the overnight low. We sweep this low and then close above a gap for a reversal. Didn't work out today, but that's usually what I look for. I don't usually take the 1 minutes because I find that for me they haven't worked this consistently, but clearly we can see that they kind of have worked a little bit here. So yeah, with the 1 minute, I'd probably look for, because we swept these lows here and yesterday's low, if we then close above and inverse this bearish gap and inverse it bullish, then I might consider going long. But again, I try to stick to the 5 minute typically. What's my major confluences? I do like liquidity. I mean, I kind of look for a little bit of everything, I think. But kind of like I said, we took out the liquidity here, as well as this green line, which is the New York low from yesterday. So that's a little bit of the liquidity sweep, you could call it. And then you can see, obviously, the buyers are pushing up and about to inverse this. So taking a trade like here off the retest wouldn't be that crazy. Again, 1 minute's not my favorite for that strategy. I also do other strategies, like I said, a little bit of everything, because I do like to trade with the trend. And actually,
Order submitted.
I might trade something like this, right? If we get below the low of that candle, we have a bear flag here.
Order filled.
Stop above the high. We'll just target $200 here, just the low. 1-to-1 risk to reward. So pretty nice bear flag. We're clearly in a downtrend. And we pulled back a little bit, bounced off an EMA, got below the low of this candle, go break even. And this is a good trend continuation trade. And I mean, a good example just happened to happen live as we were talking, which is great.
Target filled.
Doesn't always happen, but yeah, I do like a good bear flag, but it's kind of hard to take these depending on if you're chopping and stuff. But yeah, we clearly in downtrend, little pullback, 90 MA, and when you see like the wicks and like the blows of these candles just slowly kind of stepping up like this, you can kind of draw a line at the bottom, and once we break that line and break the low of the previous candle, it's pretty typical we get a nice little break like we just did. Doesn't always happen, doesn't always work, but that was a perfect example. So that is a one trade I take, a little bit more of a scalpy trade. And thank you for the follow as well. You ever tried to hold a trade for a couple of days? No. I mean, technically, like I've held some crypto for months and years, but no, when I'm day trading like this, when it's very quick like this, I don't. I think especially with like prop firms that try and close you out at a certain time of day, I don't think they'll let you hold a trade overnight. Or at least like once the futures market closes. But if I got in a trade like at like midnight during like the London session or the Asia session, I could probably hold it till now, until like this afternoon. But no, I haven't bothered to do that. I don't. I like the quicker trades. Sometimes a little bit longer, like the one I was showing you earlier on the 5-minute chart, but no, I like quick trades like this, you know. A little break, a little momentum. And just, yeah, lock in a little $200 like right there. Make back some of our losses. So I'll take trades like that. And then also, I didn't take it earlier, but the way we kind of went down and bounced off this green line, sometimes if I can see that we're holding the line like that, sometimes I'll get in a buy and try to make some money. So that would be a support and resistance. But then, like I said, I take a couple different trades, look for a couple different opportunities based off liquidity, based off, yeah, support resistance, trend, reversal, a couple different things. And whatever works, I keep doing it. But still learning. Definitely not going to claim to be a professional. I don't have a course or anything fancy like that. I mean, I am streaming live on YouTube and TikTok right now. So if you appreciate the content, feel free to subscribe. But I can definitely show you what I do. But definitely don't look at it like I'm teaching you. Because I'm not trying to be a teacher. But I'm here to share my journey and my experience and what I do know, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'd hate for people to lose money if they were doing things just because I said it's a good thing to do or whatever, just because I did it. Trade at your own risk, obviously. But with my experience, these are some of the things that I've been looking for and doing, which clearly right here worked out perfectly. Great example. But yeah, I take some other trades and some other stuff as well. Ryan and Perk777, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. But yeah, clearly today not my best day. Down $935 on one account, down $380 on the other. Could be worse, but not a bad day, despite some of the losses. And yeah, we kind of just chopped around earlier today, which was kind of the main reason we didn't get a ton of luck. Looks like the price action is a little bit better now. Kind of continued this downtrend here. But we might start to stall out here just a little bit. We are getting close to 10 o'clock my time, 12 o'clock Eastern. The lunchtime hour where market tends to definitely slow down, chop around a little bit. So we'll see what happens in the next little bit, but might be calling it a day here pretty soon. Maybe back some of our loss with this nice trade. I don't know, we might find some more trades, but might not. We'll have to see. Alright, kind of another bear flag. Not the prettiest. Well, definitely not as pretty as the other one. But a little pullback, kind of held the EMA. Got that little breakdown lower. Kind of nice, kind of nice. Oh yeah, now we're really selling. Definitely kind of looking like yesterday a little bit with a chop, and then we kind of just dumped. Oh yeah, really dumping now. Alright, a little bit of support. A little bit of support there. Kind of pulling back a little bit. Not really sure where we're going to go next. I mean, we're kind of in a little bit of unknown territory here. Actually, it looks like if I went back to Friday, we do have some lows at the 715s. We could be kind of getting towards next. So definitely could be making our way down there. Maybe down to the 710s before we bounce potentially. Yeah, slowly making our way back down. Not really getting any pullbacks yet. Definitely don't want to short the bottom here, but not a lot of zones to bounce off of either just yet. Like I said, we might get down to like the 715, 710s, maybe bounce a little there, but we'll see, we'll see. Not sure if I'd take that anyways. But again, appreciate everyone who's been chatting and hanging out on the stream. It's been good. Might hang out for like 10 more minutes. I was gonna play some games, but yeah, it's almost 10 o'clock, so don't know if we quite have time. We'll hang out for a little bit longer, keep an eye on the charts, see if anything happens here. But I imagine the next 10 minutes we might not. So we'll see, we'll see. A little bit of price action now though. Like I said, sometimes it's worth waiting for the chop to kind of finally, or finally get away from the chop, I should say. So hopefully some of you were able to catch some trades off this move down. I got one off this bear flag. Kind of bounced off this bearish fair value gap as well. Still going lower. Finally moving. Finally got a trend. Harold, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Looks like we might make it down there. The 708 right on the dot, that is the low of Friday. Friday's low during the New York Open session. So it's kind of the next level I'm looking at to see if we can bounce right there. I don't just want to put like a order there, but maybe we will. Maybe we'll see if we just get like a little bounce. We'll go like a quick
Order
break even if we can. We could kind of break through and get a little breakout past the level. Sometimes that's what happens. It's interesting because sometimes we get that little breakout, but then sometimes get the little sweep and then a little bounce. Usually I don't trade these, but we're a little overextended here without any pullback. So I imagine around here we'll get a little pullback. Or maybe we will right here and I'll miss out on it. That could be the case as well. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, looks like buyers coming in a little early. Oh, that's alright. Back to 90 EMA.
Order canceled.
Missed it by a little bit, but I mean, you could basically say that that's kind of the bounce we were expecting. We just missed it by like 2 points, 3 points. So that could have been the move there, but now we might be keep an eye on this retracement, see if we get a bear flags to build out here. Not sure if we will though, because we already bounced off this 90 EMA. We don't exactly have any other candles set up very nicely here. Won't be surprised if we could keep going up a little bit more actually. But we also could just kind of hold here and then take out the lows again. Yeah, kind of like we thought. Kind of hold up there. Might take out the low now. Not really a flag. I mean, I guess like maybe like you could say once we got below 720 we go lower. But I mean, it's just not really a setup compared to, again, this one's not as good, but it's better than this. This one's better. Like 2 or 3 candles lined up like this. We still got the lows, held the EMA, continue the trend. That's what I'd like to see. Yes, since we already bounced just right above 708, there's no point in like trying to buy at 708. I've run into that problem before, where like I have my buy order at like, let's put it there for fun.
Order submitted.
I have it at 708 We almost hit it, but then we get the bounce. But if we go back, break the low, and are going back to the same spot, I mean, chances are if we like just barely miss it and then we go and get it again, we're probably not going to bounce it. There's a good chance that we are going to, in fact, kind of break through it like we just did.
Order canceled.
So when taking supports like that and trying to kind of time the bottom a little bit and buy it, that's something I typically am looking for. Something I keep an eye on. Because yeah, if we went straight down to 708 and hit it initially, we probably would have gone the same bounce and it would have been beautiful. We actually might.
Order submitted. Order filled.
We might kind of inverse this. I might just leave it kind of static stop like someone was talking about earlier, but we kind of closed below it, and this could be the retest of this low. So we'll give it a go. We'll go break even.
Target filled.
Oh yeah, beautiful retest there. I didn't mark it on the chart, but there was a, I mean, I've been talking about the 708 for a while now. That's Friday's low. And so we were looking for the bounce, but we just bounced right above it, 2 points above. And because it came back down a second time, we didn't take it, right? First test is the best test. Even though I didn't touch it, that's still kind of the same bounce. And the chances of it hitting it and then bouncing again are less likely. But we closed below it on the 1 minute, came back, held a little resistance. So that's when we took the short. It stung. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. So another good trade there. Definitely it's a better price action now. Unfortunately, we couldn't catch this price action earlier. Catch some wins early on. Instead, we're just kind of getting back some of our losses. But yeah, looks like there was a little trade to take within that 10 minutes we're talking about. But it is just about 10 o'clock. There still might be some good opportunities, some good pullbacks. We might continue the short. We might be able to catch another bounce, but it's about lunchtime. It's 12 o'clock Eastern. And yeah, it's about that time for me. Go eat some lunch, go work on some other stuff. But thank you again for everyone in the stream, everyone who's been chatting and hanging out. Appreciate it. Wouldn't be possible without you guys. I mean, I guess I could just keep doing it if no one's watching, but it makes it a lot more boring, that's for sure. So yeah, I appreciate you guys. If you have been enjoying the stream, feel free to follow. I'll be back tomorrow on both TikTok and YouTube. And yeah, if you want to subscribe to my YouTube, again, I'll be back tomorrow. Daily streams every morning, market open. Yeah, whatever you prefer, YouTube, TikTok, whatever. Subscribe, follow, and hopefully see you guys again another time. Yeah, appreciate it. Have a good rest of you guys' day. Don't give back any money that you've made, and be smart and be patient. Peace out. Yes, sir. See you tomorrow. Boy.